today we're gonna be shoving new things inside of my vagina. Hi, it's Quinn. Welcome back to my channel. How are we doing? It's day number 20 of my quarantine. And needless to say, I've gone a little insane. And it's all about to get a whole lot worse because I have entered period territory. It's my first period of the quarantine. Probably won't be the last. And so I decided that, might as well make this one a little bit more exciting since nothing else is going on right now. So I decided to try reusable period products. I am going to be trying this week. They're inside this cool bag. Look at it, it's so cute. Anyway, get to the point. There's a bunch of reusable pads in here. And then in this even cooler small bag that says periods are cool, period, is a menstrual cup. And I figured, what a better time to try this out? Like, Earth needs help. We don't need to be making any more waste for us. So why not try out some products that, I can reuse and help save the planet? I say that like kind of funny, but I actually do care a lot about conservation, which is why I'm trying this out. So basically, the pads that I got come in 3 sizes. This first one is the smallest one. They've got like fleece on the inside. It's supposed to be super, super absorbent. And on the back, they've got some snaps. So you snap them in instead of having like an adhesive or something. So that's the smallest size. Here's the medium. It's a little bigger. This is like more of like a normal pad size, I'd say. This one has a cute print on the back too. And then there's a really big one, which I'm not sure if I'll personally use because it's like very large. Maybe for like sleeping in, or if that month it's just really flowing out of there. But anyway, the cool thing about these is actually that like you can use the snap to like fold them into themselves, which I really liked because I was curious about how I was gonna fit all of them into this small bag because the big ones are pretty big. I'm actually wearing one of those ones right now, and I will say it is very, very comfortable. I think I would even go as far as to say that it's a lot more comfortable than wearing a traditional pad, just because like, number one, it doesn't make that weird crinkly noise when you walk around. These ones also aren't as like fluffy. Supposedly they're supposed to be just as absorbent, but they're just like a little thinner, which is nice. So it's not like a super puffy thing and you don't feel like you're wearing a diaper, which is one of the reasons why I don't really wear pads. I'm more of a tampon girl myself. So I think the main event is gonna be this little menstrual cup here. There's a Lunette 1 and a Lunette 2. I have the Lunette 1. This one is for like a lighter flow, which for me personally, I don't really have that light of a flow. I actually use the Ultra tampons by Tampax. I will be having twins. I have a big nest. What can I say? Wow. This is the one that was recommended to me. I'm gonna put that over my face. But for now, I'm just gonna show you what this thing looks like. Honestly, a little intimidating, and I'm like, how does this fit? I actually am not gonna lie, I tried it out prior to my period maybe a week or 2 ago, and I am always amazed at how stretchy my vagina is. It fit. It's amazing. The human body, the female body in particular, is amazing. I do have a couple of concerns surrounding these products. The first one being for specifically the menstrual cup is, will it actually hold the amount of blood that my body produces? Like, what happens if there's too much? Can leakage happen? Like, does that happen with a cup like it happens with a tampon? I'm also concerned about the removal process when it's full. Is it gonna be messy? Another thing that I kept on reading about the Lunette is that sometimes the stem, Declan, close the door so loud. I was reading in the reviews, and apparently sometimes the stem, which is this thingy right here, can break off while you're pulling it out. So that would be scary. Just eternally have a menstrual cup in my vagina. As far as the pads go, they're pretty straightforward, except the cleaning process and whether or not they will actually hold in the blood and not leak. Anyway, those are my concerns. We'll see if they stack up, if they were valid. Hopefully I was wrong. So I'm just really excited to try it out. Wow. Oh man, that was scary, wasn't it? Okay, he's ready to shoot the video. What do you want to say, Dee? Anyway, the star is here. Don't worry. It's the next morning, and I'm gonna try out the cup. I'm pretty excited. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. I wore one of the pads throughout the night last night, and it was good. It just like functioned like a normal pad. Since it was like the first day of my period, there wasn't like a lot coming out, so like I couldn't really see if it was working to the full capacity that's supposed to, because I just wasn't bleeding that much. I'm gonna go put this thingy in, and then I don't know, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Could also work great as a little hat. Oh my gosh, it's kind of cute. D, can we put is this bad? Stay. Alright, I'm gonna go put it in. I'll be right back. I decided that I should read the instructions. I'm just gonna refresh real quick on how to use this properly so that I don't hurt myself. I really like what this says on the front. Your vagina's new best friend. I really enjoy that. Thank you, Lunette. Let's see. First, rinse your cup with cool water, then wash under hot water. And then after you have like your full period and it's done, you sanitize the cup by putting it in a large pot of water, boiling water, for 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm gonna just, okay, so then I just rinse it off. I read through this yesterday when I was filming the first part. Okay, let me say that without rubbing my eye. Itchy. Ah, they're coming out to play. So I didn't read this yesterday, and I probably should have during the first part of my video. It basically explains how it works. What? So I guess the only chance of it leaking is if I just didn't put it in the right spot, or if my cervix moves. I don't really know, like, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will only know when we know. So now I'm gonna go put this up there, and I'll be back to tell you how that went. I'm not gonna show you because that'd be a little bit too much, I think. I successfully got it in there. It wasn't that hard. I mean, I've already tried it out before, but I didn't have that much trouble putting it in the first time I tried it before I started my period. When I was reading in the reviews, there were some women that said that they had to like cut the stem because it was too long. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna do that or not because I just haven't worn it that much. So I'm gonna figure that out as I go. Obviously, I'll say something if I had to cut the stem. I basically can't really feel it. I mean, I'm just like a little bit more aware of it right now because I just put it in and it's something new. But I think as the day goes on, I'll probably forget that it's there. I think what I'm gonna do sometime this week is I'm gonna either take a bath or go in my hot tub, because one thing that I really have a problem with tampons is that, like, say like you're in the summer and you want to get in the pool and like you have a tampon in, like the tampon absorbs like the pool water or whatever and fills it up, and so like you have to get a new tampon or it like really starts leaking right away. So I'm curious to see if the water from the hot tub or the bath will get in there. So we'll see. That'll be a fun little experiment. Anyway, I'm gonna go along with my day. I'll talk to you later. We'll see how this is working. Hopefully it's good. So yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Conservation. Ooh, yeah. Alright, so I just took out the menstrual cup for the first time today. It's around 4 o'clock. I think I put it in at like 11 o'clock. And so like, I figured that'd be a long enough time. And to be completely honest, for a second I panicked. I just had a hard time like feeling for the bottom of the cup, which is how you're supposed to take it out. You're supposed to like squeeze the bottom of the cup to break the suction and then kind of wiggle it out from there. You're not really actually supposed to use the stem to pull it out, and I think that that is why in some of the reviews the women using it said that their stem broke, and I think it was because they were pulling just on the stem to get it out. I honestly thought it was lost in there for a second. You know, I thought it was gonna come out when I gave birth to my first child. Didn't think we were gonna be seeing it again, but then I actually was able to get a hold of the bottom, like squeeze it a little bit and then pull it out. Didn't make a huge mess, which is really good because when I was pulling it out, I was able to like control like my hand, which I don't know why I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do that before. That was cool. To be completely honest, I still am not bleeding a whole lot, so I'll update this when I'm like fully in the middle of my period and lots of stuff is coming out of there. So we'll see. Took it out, was like, wow, there's not a lot of anything in there because I'm not bleeding that much yet. Washed it off, put it back in, we're good. So far today, I really haven't noticed it being in, which is super cool considering that I have this like, I don't know what it's made out of, silicone or rubber. I'll look that up and put that in. But considering I've got this thing in my vagina that's not like, you know, cotton or whatever a tampon is usually made out of, and not really noticing it is pretty cool. Although I haven't been active yet today, like I haven't done my workout for today, so we'll see how it stacks up against the workout part of my day. But so far, I really like this. So we'll see as the week progresses if my feelings change. But so far, we're doing good. I'm breaking out. I'm upset. I'm trying to pick fights with people. My younger brother is driving me insane. Every little thing that he says comes out as just the most annoying thing I've heard in my whole life. Someone please tell me what's going on. I don't know. Oh, hey there. It is... I'm counting. I'm gonna call this the third day of my period because the first day I was filming, it hadn't really fully started yet. So now we are in full swing. I am bleeding like the Niagara Falls, and I am having some issues with the menstrual cup. One, on the package it claimed to hold for up to 12 hours. That is not true. At least for me, it might just be like my flow being more than this version of the cup can hold. But I slept with it in last night and I had leaked. I didn't even sleep a full 12 hours. Anyway, continuing on throughout today, I've been having some issues with leaking as well. That might just be me not inserting it correctly. It does say on the packaging that like you may need to figure out like where the opening like to your cervix is. So I've been having some leaking problems, but also I actually had to empty it out after 3.5 hours. I didn't film anything yesterday because, to be quite honest with you, it was definitely like a down day as far as periods go. Like I was very like depressed and moody and just like hating the world and life and everything. So I decided not to film because I didn't want to have to like fake my emotions. So here I am in my boyfriend's jacket and Uggs, living my best life. Oh hey there, it's day 4 and I have something to report. Let's check my list of things to talk about. So first things first, last night I slept with a pad in with my full flow. Worked great. Don't have any complaints about that. I've put a couple of them through the washing machine because you can either hand wash or machine wash them, but by themselves, obviously. And the machine washing works great. Like, no complaints, easy. So far, really enjoying the pads. The menstrual cup is still a tough one for me. What's going on? Just because it's not holding in my blood for very long. Like, it's getting like 3.5 hours max. Normally I use ultra tampons and those usually last me like, I don't know, maybe about the same, actually, like 4 or 5 hours, you know. But the difference between the tampon and the menstrual cup is like with the tampon you take it out, you put a new one in, like you clean up a little bit and that's that. But with the menstrual cup it's just a lot more of a process to taking it out and cleaning it and then putting it back in and then like trying to find the right spot and then cleaning yourself up, and it's just a little messy. So if something's gonna be like that much of a chore, like it's definitely like a 10-minute bathroom stop at least to deal with it. I don't want to have to do it that many times throughout the day. So as far as like it actually working and doing its job, yes, it's working, and I think I just need the next level up. So far today though, I haven't had any problems with leaking. So that's really cool. I figured that out. That was just a user error. I wasn't putting it in the right spot. I've decided to light a candle because it'll make me happier, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Wow, I'm just really overexposed and this ain't like the way. Let's get an up close shot of this. This is just really the worst. Yay. I dressed up a little bit for y'all today. I literally just put on a skirt and a shirt. But I do that to compensate for the fact that I wear absolutely no makeup. So yeah, but honestly, I'm here to inform you, not to impress you, so there's that. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Oh hey, it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the 5th day of my period, and I'll say I've gotten used to the products. So I finally figured out how to like put the menstrual cup in. I'm not having any more leaking issues. Obviously, now that I know I should be like changing it out every 3.5 hours, I've been doing that before I've made a mess. So that's all cool. I don't have anything really else to report for today. Wow, ladylike, cute. That's all I gotta say about that. It's going well. I'm actually really not enjoying, but like, I guess I'm enjoying it because now it's working and I'm like, yeah, I didn't waste my money. It's going well. So alright, so coming to the end of my reusable period products journey, and so I just wanted to give you my final thoughts about the products that I tried. So I'm gonna list some pros and cons. Some of the problems I was having at the beginning with specifically the menstrual cup was that it wasn't holding in my blood for more than 4 hours. I think for me personally, it was just because I chose the wrong size. But the good thing is that I could definitely use the cup that I have for like the beginning and the end of my period where there are lighter days. It was kind of painful to take out sometimes. I wouldn't say that it was any worse than taking out like a big tampon or like a dry tampon, but it was kind of like, that didn't feel good. It's not anything that would keep me from using the product. It's just like, oh, that was a little bit uncomfortable, but periods are just kind of uncomfortable, so what are you gonna do? And then probably the biggest con about this product, which also kind of links in with it not holding in your blood that long, is like, say you were at school or like someplace where there's like a stalled bathroom and like you needed to change out the cup. You can't really like walk out of the stall and like wash off the cup like you're supposed to after you take it out if there's just like a row of sinks and other women like washing their hands and stuff. It's a little gross. So I was just thinking about that, like what if I was at school and I started leaking, and like the whole idea is like you take it out, you dump it out, but what doesn't come out you have to wash it off before you put it back in. Like you can't unless you want to freak some people out, it's not really socially acceptable to like wash your own period blood down the drain of the sink. So that's my only concern, but the answer to that is just like find a cup that does hold in the blood for a short amount of time. So that might mean that you should try the cup out at home and see how long it can hold all that stuff in there before you venture out into a place where there's not a single stalled bathroom. And then I have one con for the reusable pads, and that is that there is like a little bit of sliding because they kind of like snap together on the bottom. I only noticed that because like I was sleeping with them. It might be worse if you're the kind of person that likes to wear a pad during the day, but I can't really fully be able to tell you if it does or not because I didn't wear the pad during the day because I just don't like wearing pads when I'm out and about because it doesn't feel good to me. Pros, there were quite a few of them. You save a lot of money. Each of these things were about $30. Normally you'd have to spend around, at least I did, around $60 every time you need to get like more pads or tampons or whatever you're using from the store. These things you don't need to replace for a long time. I think the warranty on the cup is like 10 years or something. I don't know about the pads, I just guess you use them for as long as they stay together, which could be a very long time. It's a lot better for the planet. You definitely don't use as many single-use plastics, which is better for the environment, and it's just a lot of waste in general. You're saving money, you're saving the planet, and you don't have to worry about running out of them because you're always gonna have them. I would say that like if you're worried about like springing a leak while you don't have the cup or the pads with you, just to put them in before, like when you're anticipating it starting, just to eliminate, you know, that factor altogether. Because I am, or was, I guess, the kind of person that would bring tampons with them wherever they'd go, so I wouldn't have to like track my period. That's really lazy, but that's just how I did it. And what I did discover about the cup is that you can go in water and it's not gonna take on the water from wherever you are, if it's in your hot tub, your bathtub, a pool, lake, lagoon, whatever you're swimming around in. Unlike a tampon that'll like absorb the water and then like next thing you know you're like running red streaks down your legs when you get out of it, and it's like really embarrassing and gross. So that's definitely a pro of the menstrual cup. So yeah, I hope this was all helpful. Definitely these products get a thumbs up from me. I'll be using them from now on, except I'll probably get a bigger cup, but that doesn't matter. I liked them, they were good. I'm gonna keep on using them, and I'm gonna buy another product from them, so it's good. How I figured out which cup was gonna work for me is I took this quiz on this website that a friend recommended to me called Put a Cup in It. Basically just asked me a bunch of questions about like what tampons I'm currently using and like all this kind of stuff to get an idea of what was gonna be good for me, and then it recommended like 4 or 5 different ones. Went on Amazon, looked at the reviews, and then picked out the one that worked best for me. So I'm actually going to put that quiz in the description, a link, so if you want to try it out, you can go right ahead. Like I said, I hope this video was helpful. If you'd enjoyed it, subscribe, hit the like button, do whatever you want to do, leave a comment, tell me if you've enjoyed these products. Sometimes periods just suck. Makes me wanna jump off a cliff, bake, find my long-awaited vampire boyfriend,